basketball powerhouses that reside in the East Metro. Perhaps none have done battle more frequently or more vivaciously than the Mahtomedi Zephyrs and the Tartan Titans. This time, the script a little different than in years past, but what's expected to arrive over the next 36 minutes of basketball time is the same as always, a hard-fought battle between Metro East Conference rivals, Tartan Titans and the Mahtomedi Zephyrs, here on Suburban Community Channel's TV 19. Alex Wester with you here tableside at Mahtomedi High School. A pleasure to be back for the first time since October on the airwaves of Suburban Community Channel's TV 19, and for a phenomenal game of basketball on tap tonight. The Mahtomedi Zephyrs enter this one with a record of 10-8 overall, which has been something that, again, you're looking for success with Keith Newman as he continues to dominate this program and continues to be that stalwart, but you're looking for that run of success for Mahtomedi, looking for sustained wins, big picture wins. This is one of those games tonight where you can have that potential against the fourth-ranked Tartan Titans. We will pause. We'll come back for some more conversation about Tartan versus Mahtomedi in just moments. But for now, we pause for the playing of the national anthem here on your home for Tartan Titan and Mahtomedi Zephyr Athletics, Suburban Community Channels, TV 19. Inside the Mahtomedi High School Gymnasium, the home of the Zephyrs, Mahtomedi and Tartan set to go toe-to-toe for the second time this 24-25 season. Alex Weston with you here in the corner. We'll take a look first at the standings so far as they are. With less than a month to go in the regular season, the Metro East Conference is as it normally is. Tartan near the top, at the top in fact, perfect in conference, 9-0, and an impressive 18-0-0 overall this season. Mahtomedi, you see them there in third, 6-2 with a 10-8 record overall, but starting to improve here on the back half of the season, 6-4 in their last 10 games played. So we talk about Mahtomedi, let's talk about Tartan. Head coach Mark Klingsporn, his 33rd season, has been one of the state's all-time winningest and one of the state's all-time greatest coaches. He's continued to provide success in Oakdale, continues to provide wins. For a long time, Tartan has always felt that they've been overlooked in a very compact Section 4A, but under the leadership of Coach Klingsporn, they have been in prime position, ranked in the top 5, currently at number 4 this season. His opposite number, just as tenured, Keith Newman, his 19th season, 329 wins coming into play today. He continues to prove why he is this coach of this Mahtomedi Zephyrs team. Great ball knowledge, and continues to do more with what he has than perhaps others could. Looking at our players to watch for tonight, first for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs, junior Mark Graff, 17 games played, 315 total points, a game high of 30 on the 2024 season, the 3rd of December, where he had 30 against St. Anthony Village, the number 10 in blue and yellow. For Tartan, there's a lot of great players for Tartan who have worn the Air Force blue and silver number 1. CJ Banks is the one who wears it for Tartan this season. Again, these stats, take them with a grain of salt, but an average of 19 points per game, 133 points total in 7 reported games this season. That, of course, is the important metric in this game, is the reported stats. We only work with what we have, and we're grateful for that which we do. Previous meetings between these two teams are, as they have always been, close and competitive. Earlier this season, the two teams met in Oakdale, 69-54. Tartan Titans defeated the Mahtomedi Zephyrs at Tartan High School. Tartan has won 3 in a row. Mahtomedi won 3 in a row before that. Tartan the previous 4 ahead of that. So, quick math, 7-3 is Tartan the last times that these two have taken to the court against each other. Starting lineups have been introduced. As there's Banks, our player to watch. Ekareka wins the tip, and White will control possession for Tartan here in the front court. And a whistle will blow, and we have the shot clock did not run. That's what the issue is. So the shot clock didn't run. So they'll wind some time off the shot clock. It's one of the, at least in my summation, one of the great additions, one of the great changes to the Minnesota State High School League, that addition, that mandatory addition of the shot clock, where it has truly been excellent. And, well, you can see the old Daktronics scoreboard and the marker for that as they try to sort it out. So we were good for first couple of minutes here, but now we're starting to work our way back, and hopefully we'll have some more time for play once we get everything settled out and squared. Starting 5 on the court for Mahtomedi, it's Wilson, Roloffs, Carlson, Roloffs, and Graff. Starting 5 on the court for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. And for the Tartan Titans, they start Wilson, Banks, Richmond, Ekareka, and there's one other player in the corner whose number I just can't see at this moment. They don't have the stats on the scoreboard. I'm doing my best to be able to keep them. It's Oyen Sanmi, who is the player on the court for Tartan Titans. And now we have a continued extended delay. The arena clock has been turned off altogether, and so ahead of just a great matchup that is on tap between Tartan and Mahtomedi, we have a brief delay. Again, the addition of the shot clock started in the Lake Conference and added statewide, a significant change, and in my opinion a needed change, just to reflect the professional game and the college game for that same metric. Yes, not all the players that are on the court on either side are going to be those who result in Division III, Division II, Division I offers, heaven forbid the NBA, but it's the reflection of the pace of the game as it is now. And the addition of the shot clock, so pivotal, so important, and as a result it allows that game to be sped up. It's helped Tartan out a lot, certainly in terms of the score lines that they have had so far. They have been able to score points and score points in bunches. Their season low in points as against a pretty good team in Class 4A. Lakeville North held them to 65 in a win on December the 7th. Their most recent output back on Saturday at Minneapolis Southwest, they put 90 on the Lakers of Minneapolis Southwest. In fact, when you look at that, the majority of their games so far this season have been 70 points or better in terms of what the Tartan Titans have been able to put on the board. Meanwhile, Mahtomedi, for their own right, they too, again, I mentioned in our introduction that they're looking for that consistency. 4 wins between January the 15th and January the 24th, but back-to-back losses now to a 13-4 Hastings squad, and a loss to Hudson from across the river, 58-42. That's how they enter this one. But it's been those swings for Mahtomedi here in this season. A 3-game winning streak followed by a 4-game losing streak that ended with a loss at Tartan in Oakdale, and a 2-game winning streak. A loss, 4-game winning streak, 2-game losing streak. And so for Mahtomedi, consistency, consistency, consistency. Exactly what they are indeed looking for here this year. So the clock will wind. It appears as though the shot clock has been plugged in, so we're just going to wind the clock back to where it was. All right. So the shot clock now at 32. The game clock at 17:55. Many would argue this has been the longest 5 seconds to start a basketball game ever. But for all of us here on the crew tonight, it's a good thing we're hourly. So 5 seconds elapsed. Mahtomedi and the Tartan Titans, they'll look to continue. Coming up on Suburban Community Channel's TV 19. Other games that we'll have coming up will stay on the hardwood coming up on Friday of this week, as White Bear Lake will play host at their brand new state-of-the-art facility. Then, of course, next week we'll have hockey. St. Paul Johnson will take on, not St. Paul Johnson, St. Paul Academy will take on the Tartan Titans. And now, after a good chunk of filler, we're ready to go, and we're ready to roll. Here's Richmond to inbound. He'll do so from the far sideline, gets it back to Banks. Banks fakes the drive, will go back out. Richmond, Banks, right side wing, puts up the shot, rims in and out, no. And the rebound comes into possession. It can be taken back the other way by Mahtomedi into the front court. Ball tipped back out. They'll look for it in space. It's no good. Now a deep three from the corner off the glass. No. Battled for underneath. Ball put back up on the second shot. It goes out of bounds. Possession stays on this side of the court with Mahtomedi. Good look from Carlson in the corner for three, but no good on it, as the rebound was unable to be successful. So we'll have possession here on the inbound with 20. Battled for underneath. Tipped away by Banks. Banks tries to save it before it's taken away on the other side by Roloffs. It goes over, and this will be possession for Tartan. Titans out of the backcourt. Will you sand me? Back for Banks. Into the corner, Richmond. Richmond on the wing side. So reset for Ekareka. Out to the corner, top of the key now. And they'll reset again. Richmond tries a drive. Banks, deep three-pointer put up off the near iron. No, and that rebound comes back the other way. Good look for Wilson there, but the defensive rebound taken by Carlson. Zephyrs in the front court. Here's Carlson with it. Carlson tries the drive. Pull-up jumper inside the arc. Shot is up. It is good. Carlson with the first 2 points of the night. And we have broken our scoreless tie. 2-0 Mahtomedi here in the early going. The ball sent back out. Richmond. Richmond will try Banks on the right side. Banks back to Richmond. Richmond jacks up a three off the near iron. No. Picks up his own rebound. Banks' time is perfect. So Banks picks it up. Now 3-2. Tartan in front. On the opposite side to the corner, Wilson. Wilson puts up a three of his own. That's short off the near side. Rebound underneath on the reverse, looking for it. Roloffs can't finish it off. And a three-pointer for Banks on the opposite side. Tartan now leading by a tally of 6-2. Three-pointer is up and good. Graff with his first points on the night. That three-pointer successful. 6-5 Tartan. Here's Banks. Dishes for Wilson. Wilson into the perimeter. On the right side for Richmond. Richmond underneath. Ekareka to Banks outside the three-point line. No, rebounded. Tipped away by Ekareka and then taken back by Carlson here on the near side. Zephyrs in the front court looking to take the lead. Graff, pull-up jumper inside. No good. Rebound tipped high into the air and gathered up there. Nicely done. Three-pointer by Roloffs is no good as Graff with the miss. The rebound on the offensive side was done by Roloffs, and that shot by Roloffs was no good. There'll be substitutions here. Wilson will go to the bench for Mahtomedi, and Johnson is on in his place for the Zephyrs. 14:37 to go, 6-5 Tartan. Titans possession. On the drive, Banks off the glass and in. A nice finish by Banks. He's able to convert on it. 2 points for Banks. He's got 8 so far tonight for Tartan, all 8 for the visiting Titans. It's 8-5. Deep three from Graff, no good. On the miss underneath, fadeaway jump shot is up, no good, and the rebound comes tipping here to the near side on the reverse, up and no good. Rebound back the other way. Both teams have struggled to find their chances on it here. There'll be a foul that's called. Foul will be called on Richmond. Take a look at it here. The shot wasn't good, and foul's called on the reach, I guess. Okay. Zephyrs possession. Roll-offs. Spinning, puts it back, and then wisely Banks sends it right off of roll-offs to keep possession. So far, these two teams, Titans are 50% from the field. Mahtomedi, though, 25%. You can take my stats with a grain of salt here. Trying to call the game and keep stats at the same time. Here's Banks. Banks calls for the play on the give and go. That's tipped away by Carlson, and then the turnover by Banks creates possession back to the opposite side. Underneath, great ball movement by the Zephyrs. They're looking for a play here. Shot goes up. It's good. On the far side for Roll-offs. He has 2 points on the night. And the Zephyrs take a 9-8 lead. Back on the far side. Shot goes up. It's good. And a timeout is taken. As Tartan will take timeout. The deep three on the far side. Good for Wilson. And a timeout will be taken here by the Tartan Titans. 11-7 our score. As Tartan will take that timeout. Great ball movement by Tartan to set up this wide open look in the corner. That three-pointer finished off by K.J. Wilson, 5'10 freshman. So far, so good for the Tartan Titans. Titans so far 50% from beyond the arc. Mahtomedi, though, 25% from beyond the arc. Accounted for just one so far, one turnover, that is. We'll see if that's accurate or not. Of course, this is the SEC stats and information department, so take a grain of salt. Points in the paint, 2-2. Each team with 5 defensive rebounds. Mahtomedi, the lone offensive rebound that I've accounted for so far. Zephyrs will inbound here. Players will switch in and out. Joe Sevenich is into the game for Mahtomedi. Roll-offs will try to carry it back into the front court. Here's Graff to the far side. Sevenich underneath looking for roll-offs. Roll-offs able to save it. He'll go back out in space. On the drive, Graff the runner, and he's able to connect with it in the lane. A nice finish by Jonathan Graff. It's 9-11, Mahtomedi trailing. Titans now in the front court. Banks able to find Richmond. Richmond puts up the three-pointer, does Ekareka, no good. Rebound taken here on the near side. That ball is no good. The defensive rebound went to Graff. Zephyrs possession in the front court. Underneath Roll-offs. Roll-offs backing into the low post. Roll-offs puts up the shot. No! And the rebound taken to Ekareka. Deep three. Put up the near iron. No. Graff the rebound. Into the front court, and the runner finished off. Graff finishes it off the play, and just like that, we're all tied at 11. Graff with 7 points tonight, and there's a three back the opposite way. (14-11). On the runner, Sevenich can't finish it off. Oyasami picks up the rebound. Battle underneath, whistle, foul is called. The foul that's called will be substitutions as well for Mahtomedi. Foul will go against a player. I just missed it, I'm afraid. Titans so far, 2 fouls. 2 team fouls. Mahtomedi without a foul here in the early going. Ekareka who picked up that foul. Zephyrs now in the front court. They trail 14-11. Fadeaway shot by Graff is no good. Trying to save it. Well done. Did Roll-off to do so. Ball back out to the corner. Wilson into the game now. Graff boxed out there with 6 to shoot. Graff whistle, and a foul is called. An offensive foul against Mahtomedi. Foul will go against Roloff. It'll be his first, team first. And the Titans will inbound here. Tartan is yet to make a substitution. They're starting 5 still on the court for the first 8 minutes of this game. On the drive, Oyesanyi able to put the shot up, did not get it to go. As the 2-pointer there is no good. And the rebound into the defensive possession for Russell. Zephyrs in the front court. Wide open look here. At the top of the key for Roloff, doesn't shoot it. Johnson just inside the arc, off the near iron, no. And the ball tipped back out towards center court. Here's Oyesanyi trying to put the ball up in play, can't do it. Now it's taken back over in space again. With 14-11 our score underneath. Oh, what a block! Ekareka comes up with the block. And well done by 2-4 and White. A whistle and another foul that's called. Look at the block by Ekareka, the shot going up, and 2-4's got hops. Foul called on the opposite side. Roloff picks up the foul. His second, team second, a shooting foul, so our first chance from the free throw line here for either team today. First shot no good. Oyesanyi, who's taking the free throws here. Substitutions now. For the Titans as Ekareka departs, as does Richmond. Schmidt will enter the game, and Borsay will enter the game as well. So Wilson, Banks, Oyesanyi, Schmidt and Borsay on the court now for Tartan. One more, Oyesanyi from the line, that one no good. An offensive board is gotten to by Schmidt underneath the basket. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound. It's underneath by Russell. Zephyrs possession in the front court. It's been 14-11. Quite some time. Both teams looking to convert. Carlson. Kick back out on the give and go. Able to work with it. Carlson. Getting down low, driving down and low. Looking for space with it. 4 to shoot. Wilson puts up the shot, and Wilson unable to get it to go. The ball's tipped out, and the rebound comes into possession for Oyesanyi. Possession now for Tartan. They work in the corner. Here's Wilson. Wilson back for Schmidt. Schmidt deep three. Boom! From the top of the key, Schmidt the three-pointer on a great pass from Wilson out of the corner. Ball tipped away. Zephyrs back. They trail by 6. Mahtomedi into the front court. Carlson. Carlson whistle foul. We'll have a foul that's called. Substitutions. Wilson is the one who picks up the foul. That's the 13th foul for Tartan. Substitutions. Roloff's is back in the game. Another substitution as well, as Gorgian is into the contest. Graff puts up the 3, no good. That shot from Graff is not there. The rebound defensively taken instead by Banks. Wilson to the corner for Schmidt. Schmidt takes a drive, kicks back out. Banks. Deep 3 for Schmidt, rings in. Schmidt from Banks, and Schmidt off the bench, threes. That have been his specialty. Banks picks up the assist, and a timeout on the court is taken. With 8:19 left to go in half number 1, 20-11. The Tartan Titans in front of the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Well, so far, taking a look at the big plays, Tartan has shot the 3 well. We know they shoot the 3 well, but it's been players off the bench. It's been Schmidt who's done so well. Anthony Schmidt, a 6'2 junior. 2 attempts from beyond the arc. 2 makes from beyond the arc. He's got 6 points this evening. CJ Banks, leading scorer tonight for Tartan. He's got 8 points. Mahtomedi, their leading scorer so far that I have is Graf. Carlson has 2. So far, the makes have largely been inside the paint. Those have been kind of the players to watch so far. Graf was one of the players to watch. Banks was another player to watch, but so far it's the 3 ball that has made the difference. Tartan shooting 55% from beyond the 3-point arc. Mahtomedi, meanwhile, 25% from beyond the arc. 8:19 left to go, opening half of play. 9-point lead for the Tartan Titans. Mahtomedi will start in their own backcourt. We'll reset the court for you just as soon as we can. Roloffs is in. Graf is in. He's not left the court in any capacity. Flaherty is in. Wilson is in. The lone player who's not in is Roloffs. Turnover. Quickly into the front court. Titans looking for the outlet. Schmidt for 3. Off the near iron, no, and that rebound comes right down onto the far side. A defensive rebound gathered by Roloffs. 20-11 our score. 7:48 left to go, first half. Graf for Flaherty. Graf just outside the elbow. Looking for the ball taken away. Now Titans in transition. Banks whistle. Travel violation's called. The traveling violation is called. Called there on Jalen Gorgon. And now we will have a quick substitution for Mahtomedi. Johnson returns to the game. Flaherty will depart in his place. Titans on the court. Gordon, Schmidt, Borsay, Banks, and Wilson. Mahtomedi with possession. Johnson to the corner for Wilson. Wilson tries a draw. Wilson looking to draw the contact. Shot goes up, no good, but a foul. So he'll head to the line for 2.
What do we got, Timmy? 2 shots.
Take a look at the play here again. You can tell that Johnson was looking for the contact. First make from Wilson is good. Jacob Wilson, 6'3", senior for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. It's his first point of the night. One more chance from the charity stripe so far. It's 2 for 2. Full court press on for the Zephyrs. Banks to the far side. Wilson into the front court. The give and go. Perfect. The alley-oop and the finish by Borsay. Borsay picks up the 2 on a great pass from the far side for Wilson. Now here comes Mahtomedi back into the front court. Crossover. Johnson puts up the shot. That's no good. Now the rebound back for Tartan on the opposite side. Schmidt with it. Drives. Kick out. Into the corner. Here's Banks. Banks around the back. Banks cross pass, tipped and stolen away. Zephyrs back with possession. Whistle. Travel violations called there. Both teams guilty of the travel violation. In this opening half of play, it's 22-13. Tartan in front. There'll be substitutions for Tartan as Wilson and Banks will head to the bench. We'll have players as Laquan Stewart is into the game now for Tartan. And Richmond returns. 1 foul on his ledger tonight. Wilson, ball movement. Schmidt, fake the 3. Schmidt from outside the top of the key. Wilson with it. Spinning. Borsay, that ball's tipped away and stolen. Quickly into the front court. Here's Carlson with 2 points on his night. Back for Johnson. Wilson, right in front of the Tartan bench. Wilson dribbles, looking for space around Borsay. Finds Graf. Graf underneath, the reverse and the block. whistle will blow, and there's a foul that's committed. And substitutions that will result as well. Second block of the night for Tartan. Getting up to block it, Kai Richmond. So now there's a conversation at the scorer's table just to make sure that was a foul that was committed. It's a defensive foul, fourth of the game now against Tartan. They're just going through the process of making sure that the correct player has it. And after that, we're good to go. Zephyrs possession. Graf goes underneath for Roloff. Roloff puts the shot up and able to bank it off the top. Roloff's with his first 2 points of the night, 22-15. Tartan in front. Give and go for Richmond. Great ball movement here. Stewart to the corner. Schmidt puts up the three. Boom! Schmidt with 9 points, all off the bench. Not a bad start to his night. 25-15, Tartan in front. Graf whistle and a foul that's called on the floor, so no shot. This will be a foul that's called. And the foul will go against Stewart. A shooting foul and a timeout will be taken. And as a result, that will draw a timeout. Timeout taken here. 4:51 left to go in the opening half of play, 25-15. Mahtomedi trailing the Tartan Titans. Tartan's been good from the floor tonight as a team, 9 of 19, 7 of 13 from beyond the arc. Just incredible there. Points in the paint, 4-8. Mahtomedi leading in that category. Offensive rebounds favoring Mahtomedi, but it hasn't quite paid off yet. They're looking again just to be able to keep that going, keep that energy up and ready. Leading scorers for each team. I got Schmidt with 9, Banks with 8, Borsay with 2. Mahtomedi, I got Graf with 7, Roloff with 2, Wilson with 2, Carlson with 2. Those are the scoring metrics so far, 25-15. What our score line is. Wilson for the inbound. Trying to find anywhere to go with the pass. He's able to get it back out to Roloff. Here's Graf, top of the key. Defended by Richmond for Tartan. Graf calls a play, goes underneath, looking to find Carlson. Carlson back into the basket. Roloff's the shot is up, can't fall. Ball tipped for, battled for, and the rebound to Tartan quickly into the front court, stolen away. Roloff able to finish off the shot. Finishes it on a great pass from Graf that set it up. They reverse the foul on the shot. He'll have one free throw here. 16 fouls on Tartan so far this evening. The next foul will put Mahtomedi at the line regardless. Shot is up, it's good. Roloff's now with 5. 7-point game, 25-18. Titans into the front court. Schmidt puts up the 3. That ball gathers up his own rebound. Possession back for Schmidt. Stewart back to Schmidt. Schmidt on the right side. As Oyasami returns to the game. Looking for the drive. Gorgon puts up the shot, no good. Whistle and a shot clock violation is called. There'll be substitutions here for both sides. Wilson and Banks will re-enter for Tartan. Gorgon and Schmidt will depart. Mahtomedi will reset the core. Sevenich is back into the game. Carlson remains on the court. Graf remains on the court. Wilson remains on the court. The only person who is not on the court that's on my live scoring app was Johnson. He is not indeed on the court. 7-point game, 25-18. 3:45 left to go in this opening half of play. Here's Graf Underneath, backing his way on in, put the shot off the glass and in. A nice finish by Roloffs as he's able to pick up 2 more points. He's got 7 now for Mahtomedi. A 5-point game, 25-20. Deep 3 off the far iron. No, the battle fork goes off of a Zephyr, and possession will stay with Tartan. Stewart had the open look in the corner as the ball came here on the near side. Mahtomedi will have to play defense. Wilson looking for assistance in the Stewart screen. Wilson trying to battle around Sevenage, puts up the 3. Wilson a big time for his first make of the night. A turnover. Tartan back into the front court. Here's another 3 for Richmond off the near iron. No, underneath the battle for the rebound is won by Tartan. Off the near iron, no, and whistle, foul, and 1. So there's a foul that was committed there as a nice shot. Watch it here together with you. And again, it's not just the miss on the 3, but right underneath Oyasami converts on it. So now he'll have a chance at the free throw line. 0 for 2 so far is Tartan from the free throw line. Now they are 0 for 3. Graf across the timeline, lead back to 10, 30-20. Down low, Roloffs spinning to the corner. Shot put up by Carlson for 3. No. Roloffs underneath, picks it up and puts it in. Roloffs with 9. It's an 8-point game at 30-22. Banks tries to drive around Roloffs. He'll kick back out Borsay. Wilson. Oyasami. Back out Wilson. Oyasami, 19 to shoot. He's trying to find somewhere to go with it. He's able to do so. Wilson tries to drive. Go back out. Banks near side. Oyasami. Oyasami looking to the corner for Richmond with 8 to shoot. Richmond drives on the baseline. Whistle and a travel violation is called. So the official on the near side rules that the feet were in motion, and as a result, a turnover. Mark Klingsporn doesn't agree with it. I certainly appear from at least my vantage point here to be in that opinion as well, but I'm just a guy calling the game. Zephyrs with possession. It's a 2-minute march to the halftime break. Wilson, whistle, timeout. And a timeout that was taken not a moment too soon by Keith Newman. And he'll take it with 1:52 left to go in this opening half of play. And it looks like looking for an explanation was Mark Klingsporn. He's okay with the explanation that he got, and so that's that. So 30-22 our score. Again, looking at the stats so far that we have here today. Titans from the field, 44%, 11 of 25. Mahtomedi, meanwhile, 9 of 24. 3-point shooting has been the success so far for Tartan, 8 of 17. Zephyrs, meanwhile, 1 of 5 from beyond the arc. At the free throw line, Tartan 0 for 3. Mahtomedi, though, 3 for 3. Points in the paint favor the Zephyrs, 14-6. It's kind of indicative, at least those stats for the first 16 minutes of play, of the coaching and play styles that each of these teams have and each of these coaching staffs have instilled. The combination between the two of them. someone will have to double check my math here, but 47, 46 years of coaching experience between them, between Keith Newman and Mark Klingsporn. Think about two teams, two coaches that know each other very well. The head-to-head matchups between them would certainly have to indicate and lead to that. Chipau is into the game for Mahtomedi. That ball comes into the corner, tipped out by a Titan. Possession stays with Mahtomedi with 14 to shoot. Looking for somebody, anybody to take the inbound. It'll be Roloffs to do so. Wilson, Graf, Carlson, Roloffs, and Chipau on the court. Here's Graf, top of the key. Tries to drive. Goes to the corner, looking for Wilson. Graff looking here, 3 to shoot. Watch a pow. Spin, fadeaway shot thrown up off the near iron. No, and the rebound batted for and taken by Tartan. Kind of just a spinning fadeaway shot that just had to take it up at some point. Didn't quite go. Now quickly back the other way we go into the front court. Graff, the runner. No whistle, foul. It's a 17th foul against Tartan, so Mahtomedi in the bonus. They'll be in the 1-1. As a foul goes against Wilson. For Wilson, that's his second, team 7th. It's now free throws for Mahtomedi. Graff to take it. His first shot, no good. Get one more chance at it here. Take a look at the drive. Graff trying to go for the crossover and contact with the hand at the end of the play. Wilson to the bench. As well for Mahtomedi. Russell returns. Second shot for Graff from the line, no good. And Tartan able to gather the rebound. That rebound picked up underneath defensively by Stewart. Titans in the front court. Spinning. Here's Schmidt. Schmidt with 9 points off the bench so far. On the drive, looking for it. Schmidt to the corner, finds Richmond. Richmond, Sandme, 8 to shoot. To the far side, Richmond goes under for Schmidt. Schmidt off the top of the glass, no whistle, foul. So Schmidt put the shot up from the near side. Was unsuccessful. The foul was called. That offensive rebound kept the play alive. Second chance, though, the foul was taken there. Here's Schmidt on the free throw line. His first shot is good. Substitutions now for Mahtomedi as Johnson returns. Schmidt with one more free throw. 31-22 our score line. And we have a lane violation. Now we'll give possession to Mahtomedi with 39.4 left to go. We'll have another substitution here for Tartan as Gorgon will return for the Titans. Here's Roloff to trigger this inbound. He's got 9 points tonight. Moachapau across the timeline. He'll slow things down. About a 3-second differential, shot and game clock. What's on your screen is a game clock. Carlson looking for something. Whistle and a foul. As there's a foul that's called against Tartan. The foul will go against Banks. It's his first. And with Mahtomedi in the bonus, they'll be heading to the line. Banks not the on-ball defender. See certainly a little push there from Moisani, but first shot is up, no. That free throw is missed. It's a defensive rebound for Tartan as they are able to carry it back out now into the front court. Shot clock is off. Tartan will have the last chance on it. Richmond to the corner for Banks. Bank up for 3. Gorgon calls a play on the screen. Banks at the free throw line with 4 seconds. Banks, fadeaway shot goes up. No, ball tipped in the air. And that is how our first half of basketball will end. With a great look at it by Banks. An offensive rebound by Schmidt under as he tried to tip it up. But the second shot was no good. And as a result, that's how we end. Mahtomedi able to keep it close with Tartan. But so far, the Titans, the 4th-ranked team in Class 4A, have been able to keep Mahtomedi at bay for the time being. 31-22 our score at the end of the first half of play. We'll be back for some halftime conversation in just moments. You're on your home for Tartan and Mahtomedi Athletics. Suburban Community Channels, TV 19.
I'm here today because of Tanya's relentless efforts in trying to get me healed. When I came back from the war, I became a homeless veteran. I was barely hanging on by a thread. The one thing that was constant for me was music. Music led me to Tanya. Normally with a veteran, we think we can solve everything. The truth of the matter is we cannot.
I just knew that something was different, something was off. I let him know that he wasn't alone. There are people that loved him.
And says, Michael, I know you've got a plan to take your life today, but if you give me just 5 more minutes to love you.
5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, honey, 5 more minutes to love.
Michael has actually taught me what it looks like to accept help.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Buckle up! Nobody is more prepared for an emergency than Dogman.
With all your kung fu skills and your canine fortitude or whatnot.
But for the rest of us, a good plan goes a long way.
Come on, let's go!
So, whether it's an unexpected disaster or the world's most evilest cat bent on destroying all do-gooders,
Destroy all do-gooders!
you can help your family be ready for anything.
No time to waste. Will you get out of here?
Get started today at ready.gov/kids.
There I was, 16, divorced, remarried with a baby, another on the way, and I could barely read or write. Getting my high school diploma was a catalyst I needed. Now I have a bachelor's, a master's, and I became a teacher. When I look at all these success stories, I cannot help but think it all started by getting my high school diploma.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
My dad showcased a sense of love that I never had before. It felt like it was something that I've always wanted. I mean, he's not only my parent, like he's like my best friend.
Learn about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org.
Halftime score, 31-22, the fourth-ranked Titans in Class 4-4A. In their section in 4-4A, they lead Mahtomedi 31-22 at the end of the first half of play. Alex Wistow with you here from the corner at Mahtomedi High School Gymnasium. The big storyline of our opening half of play, and I mentioned it towards the back half, the style that these two teams play, you know what you're going to get, you know what they're going to be, and that's exactly what we saw here in this opening half of play. Tartan did very well shooting from beyond the arc. They will show you those stats in a moment. CJ Banks with that three-pointer there. Raff, the player to watch for Mahtomedi, 30 points earlier this season. He's done very well so far in this opening half as well. But the story again for Mahtomedi, how do they defend the three of Tartan? And how do they expand their offense from beyond just inside the two-point shot? Talk more about that in our first half stats. Deep three from Wilson there in the corner. That corner game so strong for Tartan as they went on a pretty sizable run here. Both teams were cold for a moment before they eventually found their stroke in the back half of this opening half of play, but the defense on display for Tartan as well. Akareko with that block there. Turned into a three-pointer once again. Schmidt with threes. He's got 3 points on 3-point attempts. That means 9, 3 times 3. That's where he's gotten to so far, but Mahtomedi continues to attack through the paint. Continues to be bothered for their efforts by the Tartan Titans defense. Not easy, certainly, to be able to work into the basket, work into those low perimeter areas, but Mahtomedi has done that. Tartan has done well to defend it and done well to turn it into 3-point baskets on the other side. Our halftime stats from the SCC truck, a little bit more perhaps accurate than what I've been keeping track of on my iPad here, but 8 of 21, Tartan from beyond the arc. I mentioned to the truck, that one of the top teams in the country, the St. Thomas Tommies in Division I men's basketball, shoots the three-pointer at about 13 makes per game. That's third best in the country. Tartan, meanwhile, would need just 5 to be able to equate that here in the second half of play. Mahtomedi struggling from beyond the three-point arc. And their story, again, really has been those points in the paint. 14 points in the paint for Mahtomedi compared to 6 for the Tartan Titans. Mahtomedi is able to expand their three-point game and convert on those three-pointers. Maybe they'll be able to pull closer here in this second half, looking to be the first to defeat the Tartan Titans in 2025. 31-22 our score. Tartan in front. We'll be back with more conversation in just moments. Here on your home for Titan and Zephyr Athletics, Suburban Community Channels TV 19.
Some people judge a book by its cover, and if you're not what people are looking for, you're kind of like a reject.
At school, it feels like everyone's staring at me, and I'm just kind of not really a person.
Sometimes I can't believe that you could be proud of me if I'm not proud of myself.
It just was hard today. Nobody was listening to me.
Think of our best times together. Let's do more of that.
Try to understand me more, and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at sounditouttogether.org.
Love is a lesson that doesn't end. It knows no conditions, so you better buckle in. Love keeps you on your toes. It never stops, only grows. Love isn't easy, it's a commitment, especially when they're being their most resistant. Love is finding the right seat so you can take a breath. But remember, love isn't lax, it always double checks. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Danny! Laps.
Danny, what are you talking about?
Danny! She's overdosing.
When no one else knows what to do, it's gotta be you. Carry naloxone. You could save a life.
I'm a different kind of threat. You can't call the cops on me. I don't even have to break in. I'm invited.
It's a close one, as always, between Mahtomedi and Tartan. 31-22 our score at the half. Alex Wista with you here from Mahtomedi High School Gymnasium in the corner, as we always are here at Mahtomedi High School. Truly, arguably, I would say the best vantage point to be able to call the game, aside from, table side, but I like the corner too. It's been a good first half of basketball again, 31-22. We talked about it just moments ago. These teams, again, live and die by their strategies. Tartan shooting the three, making those three-point shots. Without the shot clock, they were able to pass the ball around the perimeter, waiting for that open shot. Now, with it, they're taking those deeper shots, but they have the three-point shooters that are making that success work. Mahtomedi, meanwhile, continues to thrive on driving into the paint, working inside that paint, and being able to create opportunities off of it. So far, each team sticking with their strategy, sticking with what works best for them. And so now the question becomes is how do adjustments get made for both teams in this second half of play. Tartan will get possession. The arrow points their way to begin this second half of basketball. 31-22. Mahtomedi trailing, looking to close the gap. But again, as we've seen so many times with these teams, is that the head-to-head matchups are usually close and are usually competitive down to the wire. Starting five for Tartan again, Richmond, Banks, Ekareka, Oyasami, and Wilson. So Oyasami with it there for Banks. Banks, I had 8 points for him in the opening half of play. The dribble back for Richmond. Tartan can use a shot clock to the advantage to try to wind it as much as they can. Banks driving for 4, kicks to the corner for Wilson. Wilson fadeaway shot is up, and oh, what a beautiful fade by Wilson. How about that shot just inside the three-point arc for Wilson? Beautiful fadeaway shot. And a great way for Tartan to start this second half. Graff goes underneath, puts the shot up and in for Roloffs. Quick bucket back to the opposite side. It's Roloffs with the assist from Graff on that bend. Titans with possession. Set the Zephyr court again for you in just a moment. Out in the corner, Wilson 3. Near iron, no. Battling for it and taken back the other way. Wilson put the three-point shot up, the defensive rebound into Johnson. There's a quick shot back on the opposite side for Mahtomedi as Roloffs has another 2 to his night in his ledger. That puts him in double figures now, the first player that I have in double figures now with 11. Titans with it, deep 3, shot up there, no good. Oyasani the rebound underneath, on the reverse, can't get it to fall. And another ball kicked back out. Here's Wilson for 3, no. And the whistle will blow and the ball will be turned over. So a good couple of chances there on rebounds that were created and tons of great opportunities there, but possession now goes to Mahtomedi. It's 33-26 our score. Zephyrs on the court, Roloffs, Johnson, Graff, Carlson, and Roloffs. Here's Graff just inside the three-point arc. No, this ball's tipped away and a whistle and we're gonna have a foul here. We will have a foul. So Graff with the initial miss on it. And there was a foul that got called. It's on Roloffs. The offensive foul. Picks up his 3rd personal foul. 33-26. Banks on the give and go for Richmond. Oyasami into the corner. Here's Banks again. Banks tries the high post. Dribbles back out. Richmond to the corner. Oyasami rising fire. No. Ekareka takes the miss. He's under the basket, spinning, looking to put the shot up. Blocked on that effort, and possession will go for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. A couple of shots underneath for Ekareka. Ball went out of bounds. Unable to hold on to it. As a result, Mahtomedi with possession. They now into the front court. Here's Graff. Graff driving, trying to put the shot up. It's blocked. Graff had the shot that was blocked. It's done so by Richmond. Possession will stay with Mahtomedi. 24 seconds to shoot. Here's Johnson, only player on the court that did not record a point by my count in the opening half. Roloffs spinning, goes all the way back out, wide open look for 3, no good. They left Roloffs open on a couple of three-point looks earlier. They may have seen why. Banks' shot goes up, that's good from 3. Banks in three-point land. So he adds to his tally tonight. He's got 11. Lead back to 10 for Tartan, 36-26. Roloffs into the corner. Wilson back onto the court now. On the underneath. Carlson tried the drive. He was rejected for his efforts by Ekareka. Possession will stay with Mahtomedi. It's been a block party for the Titans tonight. They've been successfully able to block aplenty tonight. Roloff's a three. Boom! A three-pointer just inside the arc for Roloffs. He's got 13 now. Lead trimmed to 8. Banks have to slow down. Looks to hit it again. A long, long two, not a three. So close to the line. Titans looking to possess. Kick back out. There's a drive. Open look for Banks. Three-pointer! That three-pointer good. What a pass from Wilson to set it up. 39-28 our score. Here's a deep three. Back the other way! Wilson with the three. What a shot! It's 39-31. Banks lost the handle. Saved on the opposite side. On the drive, looking for it. Kick back out again, Richmond. To the corner. Banks moves, fires, three. Boom! Banks with 17, 42-31. Graff look to gain possession across the timeline. He'll spin, he'll slow. To the corner for Carlson. Graff, right side, Wilson outside the wing, 15 to shoot. Goes back out. Roloffs tries a drive. Underneath, shot goes up by the opposite Roloff. He's able to convert. The Roloff in 2 gets an assist from the Roloff in 21. And it's 42-33. Banks tries a drive off the glass. Nice runner and in. Banks now at 19. 44-33. Roloffs with 13. He'll spin. Roloffs puts the shot up, blocked partially, and underneath the rebound comes to Ekareka. Titans in the front court. Corner, wide open look. Three is up and no good. Rebound taking the opposite side. As Wilson put up the three, it was no good, and that rebound coming right underneath for Mahtomedi. Carlson back at the elbow for Roloffs from just inside. Trying to go back for the shot. Wilson put it up. Couldn't convert on it. Ekareka picks up the rebound for Tartan. Titans will slow. Here's Wilson. Wilson, nice move, puts up the three. Short of the iron on the near side. The miss comes right into the possession. Here on the near side of Carlson. 44-33. Zephyrs trailing by 11, looking to cut the deficit. On the drive. Shot put up is off the near iron. Null. Battle for on the rebound. It comes to Banks here on the near side. Another quick transition play on the underneath. Roloffs to Roloffs. Worked well the first time. Why not finish it off the second? Roloffs picks up 2. He's able to get it from, again, his brother, as the two have been feeding each other well tonight. 44-35. And a timeout taken here with 11:11 left to go. Willie, 6'7", a sophomore. Hank, 6'6", a senior. The two brothers have been playing well off of each other here. So as a result, it's not timeout Tartan, it's timeout Mahtomedi. They've got 2 remaining here. Taking a look at 4A, Tartan has been good. Tartan has been good historically. We know that. In terms of programs that have had 20-win seasons, there may be no better program in terms of that win mark than what the Tartan Titans have done over the last 55-plus years of their existence. But this, at least in my memory of broadcasting here in the North Metro, Tartan is on a historic run, 16-0. Problem is, as they frequently have found, is that Cretin-Durham Hall is in that section as well. They haven't played Cretin-Durham Hall yet, but right now you look at where these teams may be headed, and all of a sudden that Section 4 for a final may just be Tartan versus Cretin-Durham Hall. And oh goodness, what a matchup that would be. I would heavily look forward to that, that's for sure. Just one foul so far here in half number 2. Titans 40% from the field. Zephyrs better, 38% from the field. They were about 25% in that first half. Ekareka back for Banks. To the corner, Borsay returns into the game. Borsay, they're under the finish. Nicely done by Borsay. He picks up 2. He's got 4 now. Schmidt returned into the game as well for Tartan. As Oyasami and Wilson were the players who returned to the bench. Graff tries to drive, whistle, foul. So there'll be a foul that will be here. We'll see if it's a shooting foul or not. It appears it will be a shooting foul, so 2 shots coming for Graff. So Graff at the line. He will shoot 2. Mahtomedi again as a team from the free throw line, 3 for 6 in that opening half. First attempt is good. Cuts the lead at 10, 46-36. Graff with 8 points so far this evening. One more shot from the free throw line. Second shot is good. You have those opportunities, those free throws, so important. 46-37, our score line. Here's Richmond. He'll try to drive in the low post, trying to go back for Ekareka. Schmidt able to save it to the corner. Banks back out for Schmidt for 3. Off the near side of the iron, right by the square. And the rebound comes into possession there of Graff. Graff tries to go for it, picks up his own miss. Graff back under the basket. He'll head to the line. So Graff, the first attempt, no good. He picked up his own rebound for it, put it back up again. And that time the foul was called. It's a second foul against Tartan here in this half. So Graff back to the free throw line. He was 2 for 2 his last trip. Makes this one. 10 points now for Mark Graff, 6'1". See that effort, that persistence, just right under the basket. Well done, well taken. Graff for the second chance from the free throw line. That will draw substitutions as Wilson returns to the game. Johnson is in as well. Gavin Bifolk will also enter into the game for Mahtomedi for the first time tonight. Richmond. Get back for Banks. Banks in the corner. Richmond's wide open for 3. He puts it up. Richmond hits that shot. Well done. 49-39 our score. Quick runner into the front court. No good. Ball tipped for a foul is called though. So Wilson had that first shot. It was no good. The rebound picked up on the offensive side for Mahtomedi, and the foul was called as well. So our fouls so far, 2-2. And the fouls really haven't played a massive factor. Mahtomedi's made it to the line more times tonight. They're 7 of 10. Tartan, though, 1 of 5. Schmidt goes back out for Stewart, who returns. Underneath, spinning, Ekareka puts a shot up and in. And now Banks have to go back and play defense as Wilson has possession here in the front court. On the drive to the far side, 7-inch. Looking for space here. Roloffs tries to drive for 7-inch underneath. The ball's taken back over. And Schmidt will carry it back to the right side for Banks. Quickly into the front court. Power possession. Stewart has it. A turnover creates a run back for Mahtomedi. 3-pointer put up off the near iron. No. And that rebound comes all the way here to the near side. 7-inch put it up. And the defensive rebound went right to Stewart. 51-39 our score, 8:45 left to go, second half of play. To the corner, Banks. Banks with it, trying to drive. Banks with a teardrop that falls in. And that shot is good, 53-39. Wilson, Bifolk. Roloffs. Johnson and 7-inch on the court. Off is off for the first time tonight. On the turnover, quickly, another shot that's put up and in by Banks. He's got 23 points on the night. And a timeout is taken on the court with 8:14 left to go, 55-39, our scoreline. So a 30-second timeout means that we'll pause and take a look and just see where are we at so far. And both teams have continued to follow their bread and butter. Turnovers have started to become a problem. And it's led to points. Banks appropriately banks it off the glass. He's able to finish that one off. Timeout was taken there. So each team with timeouts remaining. Mahtomedi's got one. Tartan, though, has 3 remaining. 55-39 is our score line. With 8:14 left to go. Roloffs returns into the game, that being Hank Roloffs. Groff returns in the game as well. As it'll be the starters on the court now. Roloffs backing in, shot off the glass and in, it's good. So Hank Roloffs picks up the 2, it's 55-41. Hank with 8 points now, 3 fouls against him tonight. Wilson back in the game though for Tartan. Stewart. Stewart defended well by Carlson, goes for Borsay. Borsay drives in the paint, back out for Schmidt. Schmidt defended by Carlson there, comes back here into the near side. Gorgin's back into the game now for Tartan. Looking for space, 7 to shoot. Gorgin back out, Schmidt puts up the 3-pointer off the near iron, no. And this rebound comes in possession and a nice save defensively by Borsay. Ball movement continues. On the drive, underneath the basket, a turnover gives Mahtomedi possession. Groff to the run. That whistle, foul is called. The foul is called, it goes against Schmidt. It's a 13th foul for Tartan. Let's take a look at it here. Let's see, looks like all ball to me. Sends Groff to the free throw line for 2. First shot, no good. Groff from the free throw line tonight, the junior guard. He's 4 of 7 after that shot. Zephyrs is a team from the free throw line, 64%. Second shot for Groff is good. Full court press on for Mahtomedi. Wilson trying to move with the ball. He's able to kick it back out to the right side for Stewart. Whistle, and we have a timeout. Timeout that'll be taken. It'll be taken with 7 minutes left to go. It'll be taken by Mark Klingsporn and Tartan, as they'll have 2 remaining. 44% for the Titans in the second half, 36% for Mahtomedi from the field. 31-22 was our score at halftime. So far here in the second half, 24-20. Tartan has led that. We take a look now at the 4-3A standings to see where Mahtomedi is. They've been perfect in their section so far. Their section, though, as well we know, is stacked as can be between North St. Paul Johnson, and the perennial basketball powerhouse that is the Islanders of De La Salle. Any team that comes out of this section has a tough road ahead of them. But certainly, you talk about longevity, you talk about a player and a coach that knows how to guide the ship to be able to contend against those De La Salle, North St. Paul Johnson type teams. It is Keith Newman. Been doing this for quite some time, and perhaps even though those are just rankings, perhaps the 4-0 record in section will bode well for Mahtomedi in the postseason. Of course, the conclusion of the regular season is not far away. Regular season for most teams will end the end of February here, right when boys hockey is reaching its section finals. Girls hockey sections are imminent, I would imagine. Men's hockey soon to follow. Girls basketball soon to follow as well. And then before you know it, blink, we're at softball, lacrosse, and baseball time. My, how the time flies. Gorgin back for Wilson. Wilson off to the far side. Gorgin for Stewart. Stewart Cross-court pass for Wilson. Wilson underneath Borsay. Borsay back for Stewart, who finishes it off. Stewart picks up the 2. Get an assist from Borsay on that pass. Zephyrs back into the front court. There's a shot that goes up. That's no good from Wilson. And a whistle and a foul. There's a foul in the backcourt. It'll be Mahtomedi's 3rd foul of the second half. 57-42 our score. Here's Wilson. Wilson puts up the 3. Off the right iron. And the rebound. Back on the opposite side for Roloffs. Shot finished off there. Well done by Groff. He's got another 2 points on his night. He's got 14 points tonight for Mahtomedi. They trail by 13, 57-44. Wilson. Wilson back in space. She'll dribble to the right side for Stewart. Stewart. Drive for it, Borsay. Borsay kicks back out. Schmidt, the corner 3. Off the near iron, no, and the rebound quickly for Groff. As a quick transition game, the ball tipped away. Tartan with possession again. 5:35 to go here. Second half of play, a whistle and a foul. So foul goes against Mahtomedi. I believe it was Groff who picked it up. Banks, Richmond, Wilson return in the game, as well as Origin and Borsay, who remain on the court. For Tartan, here's Richmond with 3 points tonight. Richmond trying to find space for Wilson. Keep an eye on Banks, he's got 23 points tonight. To the corner, Origin. Looks back top of the key, Banks. Banks with 7 to shoot. Banks looking for the move. The reverse with the right hand. What a finish by Banks. Well, that's a great finish by C.J. Banks, the 5'11 senior. With the right hand, just a finesse play inside the paint. Fadeaway shot, no. Second chance effort is up. Also no good. Whistle and a foul. The first shot, no good. The second shot, no good. And then the foul committed under the basket that will lead to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Hank Roloffs. Zephyrs is the teammate for 12 from the free throw line. Shot is good for Roloffs. Any substitutions here. As Johnson returns, Wilson departs. Hank Roloffs, the senior, 1 more chance from the free throw line upcoming for him. 1 for 1 tonight, and now 2 for 2. 59-46, Zephyrs back with a full court press. Whistle and, well, Groff ended up on the scorer's table. And possession will stay with Tartan. Wilson, Banks, Richmond, Borsay, and Gorgon on the court for Tartan. Here's Banks. 25 points tonight, leads all scorers on either side. Banks will try the drive on the right side. Banks inside the arc, puts up the shot, it's in. Banks with 27 points tonight. 61-46, a 15-point lead for Tartan. Groff trying to go for the right side. He's defended very well here by Richmond. Ball tipped away, Groff goes back to save it. Quickly back into the front court, whistle and a foul. Richmond will pick it up. It's a 15 foul against Tartan, second for Richmond. Great play by Groff and tight defense by Richmond. I don't know that I like that foul. Not necessarily the committal of it, but the call of it is, I can argue with more. Zephyrs inbound, Johnson with it. Johnson going underneath for Roloffs, couldn't finish it off. Roloff no good. Ball back on the opposite side, possession will stay with Tartan. 4:07 left to go here in regulation time, 61-46 our score line. 4th ranked Titans of Tartan and Oakdale front, Zephyrs of Mahtomedi, trailing by 15. Banks for Wilson. Right back to Banks. Banks for Wilson. Now Wilson tries to drive, picked it up, goes back out for Banks. Banks for Wilson with 5 points, looking for 8. He gets it. Wilson with a make from 3 on an assist from Banks for his effort. 64-46. Roloffs back into the front court, navigating through traffic. Goes back for Wilson. Wilson for Groff. Whistle, foul. Foul under the basket. Committed in the paint, rather. So we'll go against Gorgon. Need a 6th team foul. An inbound trigger to be taken here by Wilson. Wilson looking for somebody to go to, finds Roloffs. Back for Roloffs there. Here's Groff. Groff looking for it. Finds Roloffs. Roloffs in the low post. Shot goes up and wide. So Gorgon picks up the foul. For him, that'll be his 2nd. Free throw for Roloffs in a 64-48 game. Shot too strong, wisely so. Deep 3 for Groff is good. When you're down by, at that point, 16, might as well shoot it long, and shot under there, under this on the opposite side is picked back up. The second shot is no good, and the rebound underneath is taken. Back into the front court. Here's Mahtomedi. Looking for it. Spinning. Roloffs. Roloffs working for it. Backing his way into the low post. Roloffs back underneath. He's tipped away. And possession will stay here with Mahtomedi with 2:43 to go. Zephyrs are in the bonus. They trail by 13. Roloffs with 12. Groff with 17. Roloffs with 13. It's Willie with 13. Hank with 12. Ball back over the front line, and travel violation is called. As a result, it'll be possession for Tartan on the far side. And they'll do so with that front court possession. Season low in points for Tartan is 65. In one of the earlier games in the season for them. Coming off of a 90-point performance on Saturday against Minneapolis Southwest. Looking back for space. Trying to find it here in Banks. Wilson back to the corner. Looking there for Borsig. Borsig. Oyesanmi. Looking for it. Richmond with 2 to shoot. Ball tipped away and taken. Well read, well stolen by Wilson in the front court. Back to the corner. Groff spinning. Goes back for it. Takes it down here to the corner. Groff, nice move around Banks. Puts up the 3 off the near iron. No. And the rebound right into the possession on the opposite side of Wilson. Quick turnover back the other way. Groff with a 3-point look. It's good. Zephyrs have cut it to 10. A minute 47 to go in regulation time. Banks whistling a foul. So that foul is committed. Wilson will pick it up. In terms of players you want to foul, I'm sure Banks isn't the one you'd want to foul. He's got 27 points tonight for Tartan. Richmond to inbound. Will do so at 26. Another foul is committed. It's another foul on Wilson. There'll be a substitution. As a result, Andrew Russell will return. Mahtomedi. So Russell is in. It's Hank Roloffs who's out. Got 12 points on his night, a 10-point game, 64-54. Now there's a stoppage to check in with the scorer's table. And normally Mahtomedi has the players, the fouls, and the points active. So we can do an accurate check of the individual fouls for each player. Keith Newman in conversation with the officials. Groff will re-enter. Gavin Bifulk was on the court. He'll head back to the bench. So another chance here. For Tartan inbound, a minute 40 to go. 10-point game. Here's Richmond to do it. Richmond. Oysami whistle and a foul. So now Tartan will be at the line as they are in the bonus for a 1-and-1. The free throws are coming. This is an area where Tartan has struggled so far tonight. They're 1 of 5 from the free throw line. Contrast that to Mahtomedi, who's 10 of 15. Emmanuel Oyasanmi got 3 points tonight. First from the free throw line. Is no good. A defensive rebound underneath for Johnson. 10-point game yet. Groff, ball tipped away from the pass from Wilson. Here's Groff with it in the corner. Groff, a soft screen that's set by Roloffs. Groff inside, whistle, foul is called. So the foul is committed. And there'll be free throws here now as Mahtomedi is already in the bonus. It's the 8th team foul against Tartan. So Groff to the free throw line. Shot no good. Substitutions here. Substitutions here as Andrew Russell had departed for a moment. He's back into the game. One more shot for Groff. That shot is good. Now it's a 9-point game. See how Mahtomedi chooses to play. That's a great jump there, but unable to hold on to it was Russell. And the slam to finish! What a slam, what a finish by Ekereke. As he finishes it off for 2. Our first dunk of the night inside just about 2 minutes to go in regulation time. So timeout on the court is taken. That'll be taken by Tartan. Let's take another look at this slam and the finish off of a great defensive play that turned into a great offensive play. And the one-hand finish off by Caden Ekereke, a 6'4" senior. Wow, what a play. What a play. Well done indeed. So a timeout taken by Tartan. They've got one remaining with 1:09 left to go. Hey, again, coming up here on Suburban Community Channel's TV 19, we got some great games to conclude the remainder of this winter season schedule, at least the regular season portion of it. Taking a look again, we'll be at White Bear Lake Area High School coming up on Friday of this week, with a great game of basketball coming up. They'll take on the Woodbury Royals Friday at 7. Boys hockey next week at Tartan Ice Arena. St. Paul Academy will take on the Tartan Titans live at 7 p.m. And then girls basketball, Cottage Grove takes on White Bear Lake on Friday, Valentine's Day, February the 14th at 7 p.m. You can go to scctv.org or find us on YouTube at Suburban Community Channels to find all of the great streams and the broadcasts that we have in the Northeast Metro. Big shout out to our camera operators today, Florisher Nelson, Malik Plord, and Seth Zabel. There we go. It's been a while. I'm rusty. I got to break the rust off on people's names. In the truck today, David Schuyler, Clinton Johnson, Joe Sigourney, and Arlen Becker. A top 10 crew of all time with the 7 people in attendance here tonight. Zephyrs looking to keep hope alive. Ball taken back, Ekereke, whistle, and a travel violation is called. And Richmond beside himself on it. Wild, okay. 66-55 by 51.4 seconds remaining. A little rusty on my high school basketball. I gotta get back in the practice of it here. Zephyrs possession, Wilson. Zephyrs going to start hurrying their shots. Spinning Roloffs underneath. Puts a shot up. No, that ball's tipped all the way back out. Hank Roloffs will save it there. Groff, 7 seconds to shoot here on the shot clock. Groff looking for it. Roloffs inside. Puts a shot up high. Roloffs able to pick up the rebound here to the near side. Gathered by Wilson. Wilson, the runner in the lane, off the glass. No. Underneath. Second shot put off by Roloffs is good. Finally, Mahtomedi able to convert on that play as Roloff's able to get up to 2 points. 57 points now for Mahtomedi to Tartan's 66. Ekarike into the front court. Banks, dribble baseline, and that'll just about do it here. And the Tartan Titans, in terms of places where they have played well historically, they have played well against Mahtomedi, now winning 4 in a row against the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. And that streak continues here tonight with a great effort for Tartan over Mahtomedi. Again, the free throw attempts didn't matter for Tartan. They only made it to the line 6 times tonight. Mahtomedi, though, 11 of 17. The three-point game sufficient for the Tartan Titans. 13 makes from beyond the arc tonight to just 4 for Mahtomedi. That truly the difference tonight. As Mahtomedi falls to Tartan 66-57, the final here from Mahtomedi High School. Once again, we want to thank you for checking out the coverage today of boys basketball in the Metro East Conference here from Mahtomedi High School. For David Schuyler and Arlen Becker and our entire SCC Sports production crew, we're continuing to take a look and think about the things that have transpired here. A good win tonight for Tartan, 66-57, our final. Taking a look again at the highlights, talked about them throughout the course of the game. CJ Banks finished with 27 points on the night. Did it from beyond the arc, did it from inside the arc, and just an excellent all-around ball player. Banks, again, had some times where he banked it off the glass, where he was able to do that nice touch alley-oop you just saw on your screen there. A game high of 26 against St. Thomas Academy. Well, by my ledger, he had 27 tonight. And a fine performance by C.J. Banks for the Tartan Titans, our player to watch for Tartan, and arguably the player of the game for tonight's broadcast. So Tartan falls 66-57. Tartan Titans, they're coming up scheduled. They have I don't want to say easy schedule, but they have a manageable schedule down the stretch for the Tartan Titans as they look in terms of what's coming up. They'll host Two Rivers coming up on Thursday, then on the road at UW River Falls, Hill Murray, Simley, then home to Hastings, North St. Paul, and South St. Paul. That concludes their regular season schedule. Meanwhile, for Mahtomedi, they will be at South St. Paul coming up on Thursday. I'll actually be on the call of that one for Town Square Television's Game of the Week. You can check it out there. St. Thomas Academy, then North St. Paul at Two Rivers, home to Hill Murray, at Simley, and home to Hastings. That's it for the regular season before that section quarterfinal begins that first week of March. You can't believe it. The time, once again, just goes by so fast. Taking a look at our full-time stats over the course of the previous 36 minutes of game time, 66-57 was our final. I mentioned the free throws again. Not necessarily something that had a big impact in the game. Mahtomedi made it to the line far frequently than Tartan did over the course of that game, but that three-point shooting, 13-4. The three-point makes from beyond the arc for Tartan. Both of these teams have the recipes. They know what works for them. And for Tartan, you make the threes, you cruise. That's what the Titans were able to do so tonight. Cruising 66-57 here tonight in Mahtomedi. So once again, for our entire Suburban Community Channel's TV production crew, and for David Schuyler and Arlen Becker, and all the kind people watching all across the Twin Cities. 66-57, our final. It was a good one from the tip as Titans continue to roll. They're 19-0 on the season. We'll catch up with them again soon. Here on your home for Mahtomedi Zephyr and Tartan Titan Basketball, Suburban Community Channel's TV 19.